Scaredy-Cat Splat by Rob Scotton. Look at him making that silly face. Can you make a silly face? What do you think this book's about? I see a silly kitty and a mouse and a pumpkin. Mom, cried Splat, there's a scary spider on my jack-o'-lantern. He's small and hairy with a really funny eyes. Splat's voice wobbled with a worry. But you're small and hairy with really funny eyes, said his mom. What do you think? Are they both small and hairy with really funny eyes? I don't know. Splat thought for a moment. But I haven't got 8 legs, he replied. If you had, maybe you'd be a scary spider too, teased his mom. Splat made a scary spider face. Splat's mom caught the spider under a glass jar. Splat looked closely at the spider. It didn't look so scary now that it was trapped. What do you think? Does he look scary? I don't know. He looks a little scared and worried. What do you think? Can I take the spider to school for Halloween? Asked Splat. We've made jack-o'-lanterns and everyone is dressing up in costumes. And Miss Wimpledimple is going to tell a ghost story. And there's a prize for the scariest cat and I want to be the scariest cat. So can I please take the spider to school? Please, he added without taking a breath. Okay, said Mom. Where's your Halloween costume? Asked his mom. Splat pulled a broom from the closet and sat astride it. He sat on it. Aha, look at me. I'm a scary witch's cat, cried Splat, racing around the kitchen. You certainly are scary, said his mom. Then, disaster struck. Splat tripped over his tail with a crack. The broom handle snapped in two. His scary witch's cat costume was ruined. Oh no, it broke. Now I've got nothing to wear, Splat groaned. Even Seymour couldn't console him. Seymour must be the mouse. Splat's mom had an idea. She stuffed some old socks with a scrunched up newspaper and tied them to Splat with a string. There, she said. Splat looked in the mirror and jumped back with a squeal. Oh, I scared myself, he said. What does he look like? He looked again, and this time he smiled. Look at me, he cried, waving his sock legs. I'm a big, scary, you're right, sock spider. He looks like a spider. Splat placed his jack-o'-lantern and spider on his wagon and set off to school. On the way, he met Spike dressed as a mummy and Plank dressed as a skeleton. They're pretty scary, said Splat. Seymour nodded and trembled a little. But I'm scarier. Splat made his scariest spider face and growled, grrr. Spike and Plank didn't even blink. Instead, I wonder what they did instead. Let's see. Boo, cried Spike. Boo, cried Plank. Splat yelped and jumped high in the air and landed in a heap. Aw, Splat sighed. Spike and Plank are both scarier than me. Seymour nodded and trembled a little bit more. I'll never win the prize for scariest cat, said Splat. He feels a little bit bad. Now he's worried he won't win. The sock spider, the skeleton, and the mummy continued on their way to school. In class, everyone showed off their jack-o'-lanterns. Look at the different faces. Splat's jack-o'-lantern made everyone laugh. Aw, Splat sighed. I'll never win the prize for scariest cat. Seymour shook his head. Everybody's laughing. You can't be scary if everybody's laughing. Everyone placed flashlights in their jack-o'-lanterns, and Mrs. Wimpledimple turned on the lights and whispered in her best ghost story voice. Ooh, are you ready? Listen closely. In the dark, dark wood, there's a dark, dark house. In the dark, dark house, there's a dark, dark room. In the dark, dark room, there's a dark, dark box. And in the dark, dark box, there's a... What do you guys think's in the box? Let's see. Ghost! Mrs. Whimperdingle cried. The class jumped up with fright. Splat was so startled that his tail whipped around and sent his jack-o'-lantern spinning through the air. And what goes up must come down. Splat! Look, it landed on his head. Unable to see anything, Splat stumbled around the classroom. Everyone shrieked as the pumpkin head glared and made strange woohooing noises. Look how scared they all look at the pumpkin head rolling around. It's actually Splat, but it looks very scary in the dark. Mrs. Whimperdingle turned on the lights and lifted up the wayward jack-o'-lantern. The shrieking turned into laughter as Splat fell. Calm down, Mrs. Whimperdingle said. Now, class, who should win the prize for being the scariest cat, she asked. Splat, they all cheered. And he did. He won. All because a jack-o'-lantern fell on his head. He won after all. The end.